Hey yo, let's talk a little bit about Anthem. If my voice dies, I apologize. I've been kind of sick for the past couple days here. I thought it would go away, but it seems to be sticking around, so my throat feels like it has glass in it. That's good. This is the best time to record a video. Speaking of me doing damage to myself, I've been playing Anthem. I've been trying to play Anthem is a better way to say that. I've never played a game quite like Anthem, in that it seems embarrassed to have me play the real game, and or there are tons of issues that prevent me from playing the game. I've only played about 3 hours of it so far, and I felt like I had played 6. I literally thought I had played 6 hours after playing through the initial 3, and I'd wager about an hour and a half of that, at the most, is me playing the real game. The rest of it is wandering around the hub world, or dealing with server issues, or listening to not-so-good characters prattle in cutscenes constantly. It hasn't been a good experience so far, and you've probably seen tons of reviews about this game. I haven't looked at any. I've seen a couple overarching opinions of it. It seems to line up with what I thought the game was going to be, but I bought it anyways because I'm a BioWare fan, and I wanted to see if they could do something cool with this type of game. And so far, oh boy, they sure haven't. It is one heck of a boring slog. People are going to say that 3 hours isn't enough to formulate a review of a game, and I agree with that. This isn't a review. This is me explaining my experience so far, because it's taken me this long to get through like the first 3 levels in the game, due to either cutscenes that drag on and I don't care about, or server issues, or the matchmaking system not working properly, and just me being bored. There isn't a whole lot to keep me playing the game, and when I try to play it, the game seems to not want me to play it. It seems embarrassed that it has this sort of gameplay. Now, this is in the free play mode version, so like you get loaded into the overarching map, and you can fly around, and there's like 4 people in your lobby still, but you can kind of go do your own thing. So I went into this cave, and I figured this cave was like probably meant for like a full group, but I went in anyways, just to see what it was like. This is like an hour into the game, so I'm not really used to the controls or anything either. I've gotten slightly better since then, but you know, I'm not the greatest at these types of games. That's fine. But I shot these things, and I already fought them on the same map, and like in 2 other missions beforehand already, and I was already bored of them because it was the exact same thing and it was repetitive. And that's fine. Like in and of itself, this is a looter shooter, I guess, and some people are gonna find it cathartic and really enjoy it and stuff, but like nothing interesting has happened so far in the first couple hours that I've played the game. And I'm a big believer that you need to really sell people in that first hour when you have a big game like this. Like, you need to give them a reason and a moment where they say, oh my god, this is what the game really is. And so far for me, it's been shooting and attacking these things, which I gotta say, definitely isn't the most engaging thing I've ever experienced. The first mission in the game, you kind of just go through cutscene after cutscene. The first boss monster you find in the game is like, you kill it in a cutscene, you don't get to fight it at all. Like, you don't fire 1 bullet, so that's cool. And then in the first mission, I just kind of shot some scorpions, and when they died, they clipped into the ground, and that was it, and then it was over. And they expected me to care about all these characters in it that were dying. And that's not a spoiler, because it's in the first 10 minutes of the game. And they all get slaughtered, and this music is playing, and I'm supposed to be sad. I'm like, I don't know who these characters are. Like, show, don't tell, you know? Like, let me get accustomed to these characters for, like, the first act of your game, and then kill them, then maybe I'll feel something. And they just didn't do that. Then it whisks you over to the hub world, and that thing's super weird and creepy, because it's, like, dead silent. It's very weird. So, like, the hub world, you walk in first person. It's the only first person portion of the game that I'm aware of so far, and you're walking around in it. And aside from some ambient background noise, there's nothing. Like, you hear some, like, background ambient talking, kind of, that you can't make out. But if you walk up to 2 characters in this hub world, in first person, so, like, you're right up in the frickin' pores on their nose, and you're looking at them, and you see their mouths moving, talking to each other, they don't make any sound. So they're like miming stuff with their mouths, and it's really weird. It makes everything feel awkward and kind of scary, because the whole world that you're supposed to be like walking around in and experiencing stuff with all these characters, it's silent, except for like the very specific characters that you can talk to. And that's a thing in a lot of games, but most games don't have, like, they don't let you get that close to the characters, and they don't make it so obvious that they're talking. So it just looks weird. This boss enemy that I'm fighting right now, I'm barely fighting. I don't know how I survive. I'm acting like an idiot while I'm fighting. I totally get that, but like, I've already fought enough of these things to be bored of them. And that's the thing, like, all the boss monsters, they seem to just be repeats of them already in the game, in the first couple hours. So I'm, like, fighting the same thing over and over, and I'm like, okay, what else you got, game? Do you have anything else that's gonna entice me into this at all? And so far, the answer's been no. I randomly found one of the same enemies I saw in that first cutscene in the game, and tried attacking it, and then I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna fight a billion of those as I play this game, too. I just feel like the first impression really isn't there in this game. Like, it kind of shoves you into it and is like, hey, go and shoot some things with some people, and then fly to another area, then shoot some things, then go in a cave, and shoot some things, and activate something, then fly, make sure you go into a waterfall so it cools down your suit while you fly so you can fly longer. None of it feels innovative. The game looks pretty, I guess, but like, and I feel like this is gonna come off as overly negative, but I feel when I'm playing the game with its art style and stuff, everything is very hard to see. A lot of things get muddied, like enemies and stuff, and I feel like in a game like this, where there's a big emphasis on, like, doing combos and how much damage your individual weapons do and stuff, everything needs to be easy to see. You know, like, I think about a game like Borderlands, and you know where an enemy is in that game because of the art style, because of the color palettes, and, like, you know how much damage your guns are doing. Same thing if you, like, are playing TF2, something like that. This game, it's so detailed that it makes it hard to see what's going on sometimes, and I feel like that detriments a lot of the play styles. You know, it's hard to see some of the hard points on the enemies and stuff like that. And to me, maybe this sort of pseudo-ultra-realistic Frostbite 2.0 or whatever engine graphical design that they made, to me, it doesn't quite work for this style of game. It looks pretty. It doesn't run incredibly well, but it looks good. But I don't think it enhances the gameplay, and I think it actually kind of detracts from it, because I think it's hard to know what's going on a lot of the time. And it does slow down, especially when a lot of enemies end up on the screen. I've noticed a lot of slowdown, even on, like, medium and high settings. And I have a decently beefy computer, nothing crazy, but it's... yeah. I think Anthem, so far to me, is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and that's a shame. I wasn't hyped for this game. I wasn't going in expecting, you know, a 10 out of 10 or anything. I was kind of expecting it to be middle of the road, like 6, 7, if we want to get into scores and scales, but... it's disappointing, because I am someone who really enjoyed BioWare's games and series in the past, and I really wish that they were allowed to make the types of experiences that I think they should be making, and I feel like it's not entirely their fault, but at a certain point, you know, I gotta ask everybody, EA and BioWare, like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? You know, like, I can't even... I'm having so many server issues, too, because BioWare's not really known for their multiplayer aspects in their games. I tried to log on today and do, like, the quick play option in this game. It, like, puts you in a random mission or whatever. The first time I did it, I loaded into a game that was already in progress, but the mission had broke, so the next objective wasn't showing up, so no one could do anything. And then I tried it again, and I loaded into the last part of a mission, and then everything just, like, it ended, but the servers crashed, and I didn't get my XP for it. So that was fun. Yeah, this game doesn't want me to play it. I'm gonna keep trying. Maybe I'll make an update video, but it's not a positive first impression. Yeah, at least my guy's pink. That's good. I'm